Welcome to IDTV. You're with myself, Terry Spriggs, and the head coach for Fort Lewis College Soccer, Ogie Kennedy. Have a few questions today, Ogie. Nice run today with, or the other day with Adams State. Kind of had a struggle there, a 3-game slide, but you came back very strong with Adams State.
Yeah, I think the most important thing for us was to get back to winning ways, and to do so quite well offensively with 6 goals and 6 different scorers. So we were definitely happy with the game on Friday.
Yeah, I noticed that in those 3-game slides, you were always close. Just kind of a bad bounce here and there, maybe a bit of a lapse in judgment at times. But especially with Regis, 1 man down, I thought you guys held the field very well through the rest of the game, even coming back with 2 goals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, it's always tough when you play, I think it was 65 minutes with 10 men. So I was really proud of how the guys came back and how well they did. I think when you suffer losses and continual, and that's the first time the program's lost 3 games since 2003 in a row. So obviously the hard part for us is convincing people that we're doing everything well and doing everything right, and to continue to work at it. And I think that's one thing that the guys have done, is they kept their heads down and kept working, and hopefully they get the rewards for it today as well.
Yeah, one thing I was particularly impressed with on the Regis game was after you guys kind of had a setback with Proust being red carded out, you had a setback. They scored 3 on you real quick, but then mid-stride you guys kind of sorted it out and began to dominate within that same half. So it shows a character that I think the team can do well with later in the year.
Absolutely.
Moving on, you're coming up against CSU Pueblo. They're not having too great a year just yet. 1-7-1 regular season and 0-4-1 in conference. But they're faring really well against the bulk of the conference teams, tying Metro 0-0, and then with Mines just a loss 2-1. How do you guys feel you stand with this team at this time?
You know, it's Roy always does a really good job at Pueblo with his teams and how well organized they are and how difficult they are to beat. And I think we'll be expecting the same today. They're a good side. They work hard. I think they had a tough start to the year. Some results didn't go their way, but I think the games against Metro and Mine show kind of what quality they do have. And so we're expecting a tough battle today for sure.
Okay, well, we look forward to the upcoming match. We wish you well with that match. Hopefully you can continue the good luck here. You are with IDTV. My name is Terry Spriggs. You're with Coach Kennedy, head coach for Fort Lewis men's soccer, and we thank you. Fortunately, no one there, a little miscue. Ball rolls on out for a Pueblo throw.
That looks like that might just do it, as they're not in a hurry to throw that ball in. So,
yep, so
a good half thus far. Fort Lewis taking a little bit of possession for sure. Definitely ahead on the scoreboard, 1-0 in favor of the shots to Fort Lewis, 8-4. Good bit of possession though from Fort Lewis. Really good job of cleaning up the midfield, as the 4 midfielders that I previously mentioned. They collect the loose balls really well, and then we're able to do something with it from there.
Yeah, so we've got 10 minutes in this half. Score is Skyhawks 1, Pueblo 0 at this time. Shot clock shows 8 in favor of the Skyhawks to 4 for Pueblo. We're going to wrap up here and send you out to commercial, but please come on back for that second half. You are listening to Fort Lewis College men's soccer on Sports Stop 9:30 a.m. ESPN Radio for the Four Corners.
For me, being here at Fort Lewis College, I grew more than I ever expected. I was fortunate enough to travel abroad to 3 different countries. They offer this thing called an Innovative Month. There's several Innovative Months actually offered every summer, where professors take students and they go study abroad in a different country. One of the countries that I traveled to with Fort Lewis College was India. We actually did a 5-day silent meditation, which was intense. We got to teach English to some Tibetan refugees who wanted to learn English, which was humbling, so humbling. We actually even got to see the Dalai Lama, and he led us in a meditation, which was extraordinary. It was just the most amazing trip. I was fortunate enough to travel to France, and we did an archaeological excavation there for a month. It was the most phenomenal experience. I did 7 upper division credits. We got to excavate, travel around France, all sorts of cool stuff. For me, it was the most amazing thing to be able to touch something that I was like, wow, someone used this 800 years ago. I'm in the middle of France excavating this. Who would have thought like I could do this? And it was so affordable. I mean, I helped pay for it with scholarships and financial aid, and then I worked as an RA, and I used that money too that I saved for room and board. So I never thought I'd be able to do that, but it was so easy and amazing.
So why did I leave a research university to come to Fort Lewis? I was teaching 535 kids at a time in freshman chemistry, and it was not my idea of an ideal undergraduate education. So I decided that I wanted to go someplace smaller. I wanted more personal contact with my students, and Fort Lewis College fit the bill.
The thing I enjoy the most about small classes is the one-on-one with the professors. If you need any additional help, you can go in their office hours and they can help you out. I've gotten a lot of additional help through faculty outside of class. I'm really involved with student activities throughout the college, and so I can go to them with questions about what do you think about this event, and they give me their opinion. You can stop by all the time and ask them questions.
We know our students very, very well, and that's, I think, what sets this place apart from many other places. Some of my former students have become my best friends. They're all over the country. We create a bond here that is lasting, and there's nothing better.
Hi, I'm Dr. Richard Fulton, Director of Teacher Education at Fort Lewis College, and I'm here to tell you about our Teacher Leadership Graduate Program, which will offer both a master's degree and a professional certificate. As you know, we need strong teacher leadership in the Four Corners to sustain important, meaningful reforms that are going to make a difference in our culturally diverse area. Why should you choose Fort Lewis College for your graduate studies in education? Because it is the most personalized program in this region. We have relevant coursework that'll have an experiential component that'll allow you to research important issues in your own classrooms, your own schools, and your own communities. Having faculty at Fort Lewis College be your primary instructors is a great benefit. All of our faculty are involved in the schools on a regular basis. They know their content and they're willing to share all of this information and strategies to produce better schools in every single course. Our specialized hybrid course format is perfect for full-time working educators. Our courses are specifically designed to meet in person in the evenings when we can share ideas as professionals to professionals, supplemented with online assignments that will be both individual assignments and group assignments that you will be able to bring back to our face-to-face meetings as a way to just build on the knowledge and skills that you'll be developing in this program. So, if you want to make a difference in your classroom, school, and community as a teacher leader, contact us at Fort Lewis College in the Teacher Education Department.
I've worked with Engineers Without Borders here at Fort Lewis College, implemented a total of 5 projects out in the field. So I've actually completed 1 project in Thailand, 3 projects in Laos, and then 1 project in Ecuador. You learn about the stuff in the classroom. It's theoretical, and you actually go out and see a working water system after you've actually completed it and built it. That's absolutely rewarding, and the practicality is just unlimited. Dr. Lori Williams and Dr. Don May, they're the ones who really have run Engineers Without Borders for all these years, and they've been a huge help. They've really been mentoring me in water system design and sustainability. I was looking online really for a job that kind of required you to be outdoors. I wasn't looking for a job that I would be stuck in a cubicle. With all my experience with Engineers Without Borders, I've done a lot of work outside and outdoors. I applied for field engineer with Baker Hughes, and I got the job.
Inside Durango TV is a founding member of Local First. Introducing the Southwest Colorado Summer Guide, the free magazine with information about where to eat, what to do, and what to see. Pick one up and get the inside scoop on what's going on. From Cortez to Durango, from Pagosa Springs to Silverton, and everything in between. So pick up your copy of the Southwest Colorado Summer Guide. This free publication of the Durango Herald is available all over town.
Visit the scenic town of Silverton and take a Jeep tour through the heart of the majestic San Juan Mountains with San Juan Backcountry Tours. Visitors can get behind the wheel and explore the mountain roads on their own, or sit back on guided tours that take you through the rich history of the area, including the ghost town Animas Forks. You can rent a Jeep, ATV, dirt bike, or we can take you on a guided tour in one of our open-top Suburbans. Enjoy the spectacular scenery from 9,000 feet all the way to 13,000 feet in elevation. The San Juans have many scenic routes and four-wheel drive passes to explore, and our experienced staff can provide maps and suggest the best routes to get you where you want to go. We guarantee you a fun and memorable experience. Come explore the historic sights and beautiful scenery of the San Juan Mountains at San Juan Backcountry Tours.
Today, Dad's moving into Sunshine Gardens.
We're all really excited.
You sure are a hit around here. Woo!
And once he's settled in, I'm sure he'll come out of his shell.
I hear they even have a happy hour. How about that?
Yeah. Oh, I think he's gonna like it here just fine.
You know, honey, I think you're right.
You're watching Inside Durango TV on Cable Channel 15.
Come check out what's new at the Ute Mountain Casino Hotel and Resort. We now have single and double deck blackjack games. Enjoy our King of the Cage boxing events year-round at our event center. If you're on the go, take a break at the new Ute Mountain Travel Center. With our valet service, you can arrive in style and get right into the action. Visit us for our Saturday prime rib buffet and our seafood buffet on Fridays. With the largest gaming floor in the area, Ute Mountain Casino Hotel and Resort has all the great games you love to play.
Make sure to participate in this year's Journey of Hope 5K Family Run and Walk at Mercy Regional Medical Center. All proceeds from the event go to the Journey of Hope Fund, providing free mammograms to women in our area who cannot afford them. New this year is the Colors for Cancer 10K Trail Run. Proceeds from this race support the Mercy Cancer Center's efforts to fight all forms of cancer that affect our community. The 19th annual Journey of Hope is October 5th, so register today at Mercy Health Foundation's website or call for more information.
Meet Dan and his dog Bongo. They started their own dog biscuit company, but Dan wanted more. So Dan worked with Fast Signs. They created a plan to attract more customers, get more business, wag more tails. Still, Dan wanted more, and Fast Signs provided more. Fast Signs help with digital displays, mobile marketing, merchandising, fleet graphics, and more. Now Dan has more sales, more locations, more of the good life. And more is exactly what Fast Signs delivers. More than fast, more than signs, more than 530 locations worldwide.
Inside Durango TV is locally produced by Fast Forward Media.
Welcome to the Skyhawks Casino Resort Gaming Guide, where we take an inside look at how to play and win at the most popular casino games. On this episode of the Gaming Guide, we show you how to play 3-card poker. 3-card poker is an easy-to-play poker game. Players simply place bets based on the odds that their 3-card hand will beat the dealer's 3-card hand. To begin the game, a player must make an ante bet by placing a chip on the
Get the goal, as you mentioned, but at the same time, that's the right play. You know, as a coach, you're trying to say, just get the ball in the box. Anything can happen, and that was a result right there. Anything did happen. Went off a defender. Not necessarily a pretty goal, effective nonetheless.
Yeah, and we missed another opportunity with the same philosophy, with Dirksen getting a ball short to the near post.
Off a corner.
Off a corner, hitting a player, it goes off the post, still lands in front of the net, and we get another opportunity out of it, and I don't even know what that hit before it hit a post and bounced out, but a great opportunity nevertheless.
Yeah, you're right, and on that play, actually, there were a few Fort Lewis players kind of hands up looking over to the side linesman, wondering if it actually crossed the goal. They were thinking it did, referees thinking it didn't, so.
Yeah, and then lastly, another one where Proust, just outside the 18, pulls the trigger, hits the left post, bounces across the goal mouth, out the other side, and ultimately rolling out for a corner kick. But just so many great opportunities. Reversing that, Pueblo really hasn't put much of a scare in us just yet in the offensive third.
No, they really haven't. We've done a good job of shutting them down, being in the right position. On the long balls that do get behind us, we get one and sometimes two players over there to shut it down, but also have good support in the midfield or in the middle of the box if that ball comes in off of a cross. So doing a good job of covering Fort Lewis's defense. Pretty tight game for the defense so far.
Yeah, definitely. They've really kind of stepped up to it here, because sometimes it is a matter of just a 1-0 game, and it may very well stay like that. Referees are lined up. We're really close to kickoff time here as Fort Lewis College jogs out onto the field. For those of you just joining us, wearing their yellow and light blue horizontal stripes with the baby blue bottoms, and then Pueblo wearing their all reds with a bit of a horizontal pinstripe going there.
Yeah, both teams looking sharp. Fort Lewis looking a little bit sharper possession-wise, as they maintain the ball really well. And we've said this before, but they do a good job of mixing it up. Long balls and then short balls. Short balls through the midfield, possessing, really getting the game under. Almost lulling to sleep Pueblo's defense. Then we find that big long ball, trying to get underneath it and supportive of that ball.
So we're getting really close to kickoff. Could be any moment now. Referees are checking the nets. Got a lot of extra bodies on the field, more than I'm used to for a soccer game. Everybody trying to work their way where they need to be.
Yeah, Fort Lewis just a little bit late on coming out of the locker rooms. The referee hands up talking to both John Cunliffe and Ogie Kennedy, saying, come on, time, chop, let's go.
Time to play another half here. Okay, Fort Lewis breaks. Fort Lewis playing the north end at this time. They're actually going to play into a light breeze. Pueblo on the south end. Sun at their back. Not a huge factor, but as the day progresses, the sun will get lower, and sometimes kind of a pain in the rear to stare into that. But
yeah, Fort Lewis starting off the way we started off the first half, with Tamino Kruger up top, Gibbons and Jordan Alexander wide, the midfield triangle of Brooks, Capo, and Proust, the back four, Dirksen, Brandt, Clore, and Turo.
So Fort Lewis has possession. Kickoff just started. And Acefa inadvertently sends it out of bounds for a Fort Lewis throw-in. Or excuse me, a Pueblo throw-in. Pueblo with that ball in. Acefa gets ahead on it, helped by Gibbons. Now Dirksen. Gets bounced out by Brandt now. It's about midfield. Kroger again there with someone on his back. He's going to have to charge for rides. So Acefa with that ball goes back to Dirksen. Dirksen to Acefa. He sends back to Brandt. Fort Lewis in their defense, kind of spreading the field a bit. Deep penetrating pass to Kroger, who's got it on his feet now. He checks back, cuts to the middle to Acefa in the middle. Acefa feeds over to the right side to Piperkov. Piperkov back to Acefa. Kind of a light pass, intercepted by Pueblo. That'd be number 9, Sawyer, I believe. Yeah. Acefa helping out, wins that ball back, sends back to Brandt. Brandt about midfield. He carries the ball up midfield now. Got some space. Deep pass to Kroger. Kroger's got ball. On to Capo. Capo's got an opportunity. He sends it over to the right to Alexander. Alexander back to Proust. He pulls a shot. Skips it right in front of the keeper, who gathers it up.
And good cover by Mike Brandt. Had that keeper bobbled that 1 minute, Brandt would have really cleaned that up and put it in the back of the net, putting the pressure on.
So now Pueblo with ball at feet, going into the middle. Won by Alexander. Alexander tries to get to Acefa, sends it back to Pueblo. Pueblo carrying the ball up middle, working left side. About half field now. Ball out of bounds for Pueblo for a Fort Lewis throw-in. Quick throw by Piperkov to Capo. Capo has ball, sends back to Proust. Proust over to Asefa. Asefa carrying the ball to his left. He's got Dirksen on his left. He uses that. Dirksen checks back to Brandt. Brandt carries the ball up, one man challenging. He long balls up to Alexander. Alexander coming forward, judged that ball coming in.
Yeah, I think that was one of the few times you can say that the Fort Lewis defense really was trying to force it. You saw up top Tamino Krieger pointing in the other direction, trying to find Clore on the other back and swing, change point of attack over there. Brandt choosing to try and get the long ball in early.
Proust up to Capo. They're working the right side of the field right now, just at the edge of the offensive third. Pueblo with a nice little steal there. Ball on feet to Sawyer. Proust wins that, gets a foul in the process. So it'll be Pueblo ball. Pueblo tries a quick play, ref forcing a restart.
Yeah, I think Proust kind of got in the way. He maybe was after the ball and then got pushed by the Pueblo player, and everyone's up in arms yelling about something. Really, there wasn't a whole lot on it. Both coaches maybe having a small thing to say, but really just talking more than anything.
Pueblo with ball. They're working the left side of the field. Feed into the corner. They got some, ball runs out. It'll be a Pueblo throw in. Pueblo throws into the 18. We got one Sawyer challenging inside the 18. Gets a foul call. I couldn't quite see what that one was about.
I think the number 9 up top, the ball was coming across him, and he just kind of chicken winged it, trying to use his arm to kind of parry that ball in his path, and was caught doing so.
Clore sends that ball up to Alexander. It gets cleared out by Pueblo for a Fort Lewis throw-in. Sam Glauwe with that clear out. Piperkov with the throw up to the corner. Capo trying to gather it up. Piperkov wins it. Proust up to ends up going to Pueblo. Pueblo swinging the ball to the right. Long ball, that one's going out.
Yeesh, he would have liked to have that again.
Oh, I bet he would. We almost had it on our laps. Kind of a high ball up. Dirksen with a throw into the middle to Kroger, who's got a man on his back. Ball gets cleared on up. Brandt challenging there. Sawyer has ball. Clore now has ball, working the ball to the right. Asefa in front. He sends deep to Capo. Capo misses the trap, goes to Pueblo. Pueblo turns and goes up the line. Working the left side, he goes cutting to the middle. Brandt trying to clear the ball out.
I think that went off of a Pueblo player too.
Yeah. Going to be a goal kick for Pueblo. Can't catch the Pueblo number. It looks like Marchena or Chacon is not a happy dude right now. Kind of got tripped up in that mess.
Yeah, he had some wheels and he got behind Piperkov. Unfortunately, the ball was away from him, and then we cleared it, and then he kind of got tripped up. I think the ref saw all of that and didn't call anything.
Clore with a long ball up the middle. Pueblo wins that. Checking back to their D, working right side. Penetrating pass intercepted by Dirksen. Dirksen carries the ball up, goes up to Gibbons. Gibbons out to Proust. Proust, long ball up the middle, going right side to Alexander. Alexander should get this one. He does so. He gathers up in the corner. One-man challenge. Quick little cross outside the 6. Nobody could get ahead on it. It squirts out the other side. Gibbons running it down, playing it back. He goes back into the middle to Proust. Proust, one-man challenge. Short to Asefa. Asefa sends out to Piperkov. Actually ends up going to Clore. Clore back to Asefa. Now Asefa to Piperkov.
Good bit of patience by the Fort Lewis, but also good cover from Pueblo. They're really doing a good job defensively right now.
Brandt has ball sending deep into Gibbons. Gibbons bounces back to Proust. Proust to Gibbons again. Working the midfield. Asefa has ball, working right side. Cuts back to the left to Brandt. Brandt just past midfield. Proust now carries the ball. Dirksen making a run up the left side. Pueblo intercepts, but Brandt's able to gather it up. Switches over to Clore. Clore to Piperkov, one-man challenge. Quick feed up to Alexander on the line. Back to Asefa in the middle. Asefa swings over to Proust. Working our half of the field.
Very clean, possessively.
Gibbons back to Dirksen. Fort Lewis pretty much working the offensive half of the field now. Able to maintain great possession. Deep pass into Kroger. Kroger's got some space to work with this time. He sends outside, tries to get to Piperkov, but a light pass goes to Pueblo. Missed trap by a Pueblo player. Now Gibbons picks it up, drops it to Asefa. Asefa to Capo, back to Asefa. About midfield, swings over to Piperkov. Piperkov to Proust. Fort Lewis defense hanging onto the ball, slowly carrying it up to midfield. Works outside left to Dirksen. Nice little meg by Dirksen to Gibbons. Gibbons got corner, Dirksen going to corner. Gibbons still has ball. He cuts to the middle, chips inside to this 18, gets cleared by Pueblo. Kind of cleared, it's just kind of bouncing inside the 18. Now we got to run in by Piperkov. He tries to send it up inside. Proust trying to pick it up now. Hard challenge by Proust. We get a foul against Pueblo. It looks like we might see some color on this one.
Yeah, we do. That's a yellow to Proust. Not a hard challenge with the feet. The Pueblo player kind of controlled the ball, got it into his own path a little ways away, and then Proust was just a step late and just kind of bodied him out of the way.
Proust in yellow card trouble again. I know that he had a double yellow at Regis, ultimately becoming a red. He's going to have to kind of tread lightly for the rest of this game if he wants to stay in.
Yeah.
Pueblo working the left side of the field, getting up into the offensive third. Cleared out by Clore. Alexander there to help. Comes back to the middle to Proust. Proust swings back into the defense for Brandt. Brandt's got a lot of space to work with. Carries the ball up about midfield. Still carrying the ball. Splits two defenders. Comes out to the left side to Gibbons. Gibbons cuts out, feeds over to Brandt. Brandt's all the way on the baseline now. He feeds into the middle.
Whoa.
Keeper bobbles that in his first catch, but able to smother in the second.
Yeah, you could see the intent there too. Mike Brandt really picked out Jordan Alexander running on the far post and just tried to slot the low hard pass to him.
Piperkov with a challenge there, sticks a leg out, trips a Pueblo player. He's going to pull a card as well, so we got 2 yellows now against Fort in just a few minutes. We are 36 minutes left in this second half. The score is 1-0 for Fort Lewis College.
Yeah, foul definitely. Card?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think the card happened just because it was so late after the ball was gone.
Yeah.
You know, what can you do? His leg was out there. So, about midfield, left side, Pueblo has the ball. Few gathering around the 18, looking for something long to go in.
Really pushing everybody onto the 18 here for the...
On the 18. Pueblo with the kick. Sends ball in deep inside the 6 there. Little flick through. Nice save by Shaw. He gets a hand on it right before that one was going in.
Certainly that was fine in the back of the net. Fort Lewis just got out-jumped. Head ball inside the 6. Really a near shot head ball. Great reaction save by Shaw. Push it wide
exactly
for a corner
what
kick.
It was. Great reaction save. So we got a corner kick for Pueblo on their right side. Looks like a left-footed kicker swinging in. He goes short, right on the byline, flicks outside to the 18. Little chip in. 15 pulls the trigger, gets cleared out by Dirksen. Proust or Gibbons with the head. Now Proust has the ball on feet. Gibbons with the run.
Yeah,
Gibbons misses that, switches all the way to Alexander on the right side. He's right outside the 18, got 2 men on him. Able to hang on to the ball. Safa there to help. Clicks up into the middle there. That's Gibbons or Kroger with the ball. Shot high right by Alexander, but a nice idea.
Yeah, good soccer, good counter-attack soccer too. We were just defending a corner kick and then springing out the other way. Ends with Kruger pushing a little side pass to Jordan Alexander in his path as he one-time shots it. A little high, a little wide, but a good effort there by the boys.
I'd like to see a few more of those just hit frame a little bit. I know that sometimes you get a goofy bouncing ball, can't really get a clean hit on it, but there are others where we're just choosing to take a shot. You know, you got to frame it.
Yeah, and you don't need to absolutely kill the ball. You know, you don't need to shoot it as hard as you can. A lot of times just a shot on frame is much better than trying to get everything you got into a shot and it going into the boondocks.
So right now Fort Lewis has goal kick. Clore will be taking that shot. Wind in his face. We'll see what kind of distance he gets nowadays. Lays one out. It's going to kind of die out right about midfield. Capo going up for that. It gets actually headed by Pueblo. High kick by Kroger there. No call. Yeah.
Yeah, and Kroger got kicked on that. I know the whole...
Kroger went down hard. The ref says play on. Kroger still down. Pueblo has possession, working the ball up the right side. Little challenge by Gibbons. Okay, we've got a stoppage in play for Kroger being hurt there. He's trying to gather himself up. Little pat on the head by a Pueblo player. Kind of knows he got whacked. Good call there by 14. Just a little sportsmanship. Sam Glowy.
Yeah, everybody all kind of up in arms about it. But in the meantime, I was able to see the number 19. I didn't notice him earlier. Cesar, he actually redshirted for Fort Lewis a couple years back. So
wow.
He's certainly seen this pitch before.
Yeah, say that last name. Placentia.
Placentia. That's why I said Cesar.
So, referee doing a courtesy drop ball. Gibbons drops it back to Pueblo's keeper. Keeper with ball in hand right at his 18. About 33.5 minutes left in this game. Fort leads 1-0 at this time. Fort Lewis wins ball. Capo with ball drops to Asefa. Asefa carrying the ball towards middle, drops back into the D. Kind of splits his defenders. We have to chase it down. Clore has that ball now. Lots of space to work with. He sends up the middle to Proust. Proust has one man on his back. He spins around.
Now the other direction.
Now
Good
the other
turns.
direction.
Good bit of
Feeds
skill
back
by
over to
Proust.
Clore. Fort Lewis content to work the ball up gently. Now they send one up deep. Pueblo able to get ahead on that. Gathered up by Piperkov. Gets kicked out of bounds. So Fort Lewis will have a throw in right at the edge of their offensive third, right side. Deep throw into the middle. It's inside the 18. Kroger's got a man on his back. He turns and shoots across the goal mouth. Nicely done. Gibbons chasing that ball down. Pueblo able to get there first. Clears the ball up to 19. 19-6. Proust wins that second pass. Now Gibbons has ball on feet. Just outside the 18 on the left side. Dirksen with an overlapping run to the corner. He drops back to Proust. Proust feeds to the middle to Capo. One man on him. Bounces back to Asefa, back to Capo. A little give and go. Nice idea there. Asefa with a run. A nice little one-timer by Gibbons. It goes high, but the keeper's able to gather that one up.
Yeah, unfortunate for Gibbons, that was actually not really much of a shot. Almost just more of a reaction, get to the ball, and kind of bounced off a body part and easy to deal with for the keeper.
Keeper with a high, long ball going into Fort Lewis's defensive third. Clore gets a head on that. Probably a headache to go with it. Pueblo wins ball. Proust challenging. A little bit of a trip.
Yeah, he's got to be careful, does Proust.
Yeah.
He's already sitting on a yellow, and temperatures are rising here.
Yeah, and though it wasn't a real heavy challenge, all it takes is one.
Yeah, and also a number of challenges. If you're fouling a player every time you face him, you're going to get another call just for accumulation.
Overlapping play. Pueblo inside the 18. Across into the mouth. It goes high and looks like that was cleared out by a Fort Lewis player.
Yeah, Safe got on the end of that.
So
just
we got a
put it
corner kick
high
with
and
that.
wide. Good little overlap from Pueblo, though. They really kind of
nice
caught us
one.
by surprise there.
Right on that corner of the 18. That's a very quick, threatening spot to be in. Left-footed kicker for Pueblo. Right corner.
These are danger moments. There's 30 minutes to play, and it's only a 1-0 lead for Fort Lewis right now.
Everybody on the back six. Yeah, everybody on the back six. Most Fort Lewis players inside six. A little short one gets cleared out by Proust. Kroger with a man on his back. That's his whole name, by the way. Challenged by Gibbons. Pueblo has ball. Gets cleared out by Fort Lewis, and that's going to go all the way back to Pueblo's keeper. He's outside his box. Ball on. Sends ball up middle. Pueblo able to get that ball. He's called offsides, though.
Referee hasn't caught it.
Referee waves it off. Kappa with ball. We got space. Proust carrying the ball up the left side. Looking for a through ball on Kroger. Gibbons gets that ball now. He's outside the 18. On the left. One-man challenge. He puts outside the 6. Asefa may get a shot on this. He puts one. It kind of chips to the top of the 6 kind of weirdly. Alexander with a head on it now. Kappa with a shot far near post left.
Terry, this is what we're talking about, just always on the doorstep but never quite getting in the door. Brooke Youssef had a really good far post run. Gibbons did a really good job of picking him out. Unfortunately, it just kind of chopped and bounced away from him on the shot. And then, again, Cap on the tail end of that, getting a left-footed volley, but missing that near post as well.
So unfortunate, a little flurry there in front of the box. Fort Lewis comes up short on that one, and we reset. Pueblo with a kick, goal kick up the middle. This one really deep. It's going to roll all the way to Fort Lewis's 18. Brent able to clear that up the left side. Kappa with that. Man challenges, shoves him away. Kappa wins the ball back. Now it gets stripped away again. Pueblo gains control, working the left side. It's kind of a bad through ball there that Clover's able to pick up. Sends to a nice heel by Alexander. Capo now has ball on feet. Going back to Piperkov. Over to the middle to Brandt, who's right at half line, carrying the ball up. Pass into Kreger. Kreger loses that ball. Pueblo wins it. Gibbons challenging. Now Pueblo clears the ball out midfield. Piperkov has that, sends up the middle to Capo again. Capo works the right side to Alexander. Alexander with little time. Tries to chip one in, hits a Pueblo player who regains it. Chips out, goes off a Fort Lewis player for a throw in Pueblo.
Pueblo looks pretty content to try and hit the long ball pretty early and often, as Fort Lewis is trying to get a little bit more play into the feet of the forwards as well as getting the long balls in there. Pueblo looking like they're more happy just sending.
Yeah, I noticed Dooley standing at half line for a sub when that opportunity arises. Pueblo has ball. They're swinging it over to their right side. Pueblo lets the ball roll out. Unfortunate. Kind of a missed pass. Not really anybody's fault. Dirksen will have ball in hand. Proust is coming out for Dooley, and I do believe that yellow card probably got something to do with that.
Yeah, I think you're right, and just kind of getting a couple tackles in. I think that's probably a pretty darn smart choice by the Fort Lewis coaching staff.
Wouldn't surprise me if that is Proust's day.
Possibly.
So Seifa with the ball, he drops back to Brandt. Brandt shorts to Dooley. Dooley gets a handball. Referee's calling advantage. Pueblo has ball. Working into the middle. Dooley has ball now, working right side. Alexander gets ball on foot. Nice trap. He sure loves that heel, don't he?
Yeah, that was a nice little spin heel. Unfortunately, just caught a CSU Pueblo player and went out of bounds, but he would have had real estate to deal with.
Nice little idea there.
Yeah.
Seifa challenges ball, wins it back. Drops all the way back to Brandt. Brandt carries ball midfield up to Gibbons. Gibbons back to Dirksen on the left side. Feed ball up to Capo on the left side now. Back to Dirksen. Nice little overlap. Gibbons should have that. The ball rolls out before he could get there. Thought he was going to make it.
Yeah, unfortunate. Dirksen, that ball was just put on his right foot, and as a result of that, he was kicking it out of bounds, and so it was always running away from Gibbons.
Little header there by Brandt, able to clear the ball. He gets cut from behind, so we got a foul against Pueblo on the left side here, right about midfield. Brandt will take that. Quick set play over to Clore. Clore carrying the ball right. Long ball's up to Alexander, checking back. Clore gets that ball back now, up to Seifa. Seifa trying to get to Kreger. Seifa wins that ball. Ball's going to run on out for a Pueblo throw-in.
Yeah, Kroger posting up well. The defense doing a better job at the moment getting around him as he's trying to post. I think if he takes a couple touches, or a couple steps rather, towards the ball and then posts, he's going to get the ball more often.
Throw in by Pueblo gets headed out right at Fort Lewis's bench by Piperkov. Be another Pueblo throw in. As the sun gets lower and lower, we're starting to stare right into it. Oh, looks like there was a foul against Pueblo, so it'll be a set piece for Fort Lewis. Midfield right side. Piperkov with the ball at his feet, one-man wall. Just to put it in their brain, because they're so far out, a wall's really not necessary. Chip in far about midfield, or mid-18. Gets headed out. Alexander chasing that ball down. He's going to have a little time if he turns it. He does so. He chips back into the 6. Get a little header on it. It's cleared out by Pueblo. Pueblo running that down.
Brandt looked like he was going to have a good look on that, but just got flicked out by a Pueblo player.
Pueblo able to keep that ball in. Capo challenging. Back in their defensive third. Feeds the ball up the middle there. Seifa able to clean that one up. He sends it over to Piperkov. Piperkov chasing it down. Sends over to Brandt. Fort Lewis about midfield. Pass up to Gibbons on the left. Gibbons turns, goes to corner, one-man challenge. He coasts into the 18, right at the edge of 18, feeds into Capo. Capo tries to get a foot on it. Now Dooley's there to challenge. Dooley loses the ball. Pueblo clears the ball out. 19, Placentia carrying the ball up the left side now. Feeds over to left. Pueblo with ball, cuts back to middle. Gets chipped away, but Pueblo wins it again. Sends a pass to the backside of his player, unable to get that one.
Clean bit of defending. Piperkoff was facing the ball as they had three other players other than the ball carrier really rushing forward, looking for some good runs. Piperkoff didn't stand or didn't stab, just stood him up, was patient, then cleanly stripped him of the ball.
Fort Lewis has ball in their back third. Piperkoff sends up to the line to Kroger, who's got some space this time. Gives the ball away. Ends up Piperkoff wins it back. Piperkoff switches fields over to Capo. Capo's got space, lots of it. One run in by Dirksen. Oh, little miscue by Capo there, and he lets the ball roll out.
Yeah, it looked like he was looking to what he was going to do with the ball before he actually got the ball, and it rolled right under his foot, out of bounds.
Yeah, gave him way too much time to think.
He's better when he doesn't have the time.
Yep, most people are. Capo challenging that ball. Pueblo Acefa wins it. He's going up to the middle, right at the edge of 18. He's going to pull the trigger. Gets deflected out by Pueblo twice. Alexander wins the second one. He flips back to the middle to Dooley. Dooley up to Acefa, who chips it out to Alexander. Alexander cuts to the middle. Nice little chipper, goes over the crossbar.
Yeah, good idea by Jordan Alexander.
We're just missing that last little finish piece.
Yeah. We're doing a great job possessing, much more so even than in the first half.
23 minutes left in this second half. Skyhawks lead 1-0 from a Dirksen cross slash deflection off defender in. We'll take it. Shots, Fort Lewis leads 13-5 at the moment. Fort Lewis clearing the ball out of their defensive third. Gibbons checking back, trying to win that ball. Number 8 has that ball for Pueblo.
Oof.
That would be Corral. Corral sends the ball out of bounds. There's a lot of miscue passes by Pueblo at this time. I don't know if they're a little rattled or what, but it's happening often.
Yeah, I think part of that is maybe Pueblo, but I also think a part of that is the pressure Fort Lewis is putting on the ball.
Fort Lewis with that ball. Clower with the ball. He tries to clear up. It gets challenged by Pueblo, and they win it, flicking over to the corner left side. Pueblo with the ball, looking for a long one in. Carries the ball up to the edge of the 18. Piperkoff challenges it. He's inside the 6.
Oh, good.
Gets cleared out. Clower able to clear that ball up to Alexander. Alexander's off to the races. He's got some space to work with. One man challenging. Look at them wheels go. He's all the way coast to coast into the end. He's in the corner. He feeds into the 18.
Oof.
Pueblo is able to clear that ball out.
That was always going to be a tough ball.
Kroger in there, but surrounded by 3. Yeah. So now Pueblo with the counterattack. Loses it to Acefa. Fort Lewis gets caught off sides there on a run. A little bit too quick for Acefa to get that ball to him.
Yeah.
Kroger.
Kroger was just a little bit in the offside position, but the last couple minutes have really opened up. You see it's a back and forth right now. Both teams doing good to attack.
So Pueblo's goalie will take this ball. He's about 10 steps outside his 18. He sends one long up the middle, lands about the 18 of Fort Lewis. Looks like this one's going to roll on out for a goal kick, Fort Lewis.
Yeah, Piperkoff just bodied that one, walked it out.
Substitution for Pueblo. So number 15, Matt Marchena, is stepping out. And 28, is that an 8? That's a 6. There's no 6 on the list.
They're sneaking players in. Yeah. Roy Stanley, come on.
So the unknown player, 26, is on the field now, playing left half.
Tricky.
We'll see if we can sort this one out as we work on it. Fort Lewis with the ball right at the edge of the 18. Kroger has ball on feet. He's going to pull the trigger, sends low. It's cleared out by Pueblo. Dooley wins that ball. He drops back to Brandt, who's about midfield, swings over to Dirksen on the left side. Gibbons up the line there. Dooley gets the ball. Back to Dirksen. Dirksen goes in deep to Kroger, who's got a man on his back. Feeds over to Capo, feeds it in the corner for Gibbons. Pueblo gets there first. He shields the ball. Gibbons able to keep it in.
Oh, just not.
Really? Good eyes by that ref.
Yeah, it looked from this angle that he did, but the assistant ref on the far side was in position.
Nevertheless, great effort by Gibbons. They're trying to make something out of it. Got a goal kick for Pueblo.
Kroger continuing to do a good job posting up top.
Long ball to right side this time to 26, the unknown Pueblo player. Dooley challenging him. Feeds over to right side to number 8. 19, little feed into the corner right side. A little bit of a challenge. We're going to have a corner kick now.
Yeah, Clore did a good job of sliding over there and just defending that ball coming across.
So corner kick right side for Pueblo.
These situations always make me nervous, Terry. It's only 1-0. Corner kick, anything can happen, and there's only 18 minutes left in the game.
Yep.
So
one man inside the 6. Most runners coming from the back post. That ball gets sent to the back post. Missed header by Pueblo. It runs out the other side. Piperkov able to chase it down. He long balls up the right side. No Fort Lewis player there to receive it, but just trying to finish the deal and get it out.
yeah, not a bad idea. No players were forward, but there again, it's a throw in deep on your corner flag or a throw in for them upfield more.
Yeah, and like you said, 1-0, be a little safe.
Yeah.
So Pueblo with the throw. They're right at the edge of the 18. Challenged in the back door by Dooley. Dooley wins that ball and gets the foul to boot. So we got a Fort Lewis.
No. Referee made a mistake.
Made a miscall. And that probably makes sense. I actually kind of felt that was the correct call, but I was surprised to see it go in Fort Lewis's favor. Dooley a little heavy there on that one.
Yeah, just trying to swim around him, doing a little bit grabbing with the hands.
So Pueblo has the ball about maybe 10, 15 steps outside the 18, the left side. This can be quite a dangerous one. Everybody lining up on the 18. Shaw shielding the sun out of his eyes as we speak. Staring right into the sun on this one. Shaw steps near post. There's a shot on net, right over the crossbar.
Shaw was there to cover it.
Definitely.
Nothing seeing.
So we got a goal kick for Fort Lewis.
Looks like we'll have Zach Lawrence step in for Jordan Alexander as well. Substitution for Fort Lewis.
Yeah, and we haven't seen Zach all day. Kind of unusual. Used to seeing Zach on the field quite a bit longer. Don't know if a little fatigue or an injury factor there, but nevertheless, he's on to play.
Yeah, he slides over to the left, and that pushes Gibbons over to the right-hand side.
Kroger with a quick feed over to Zach Lawrence, who just stepped on the field. He's outside the 18. A little give and go there to Kroger. Kroger's got the ball on his 18. Can he get the shot? No, challenged by 2 Pueblo players. Pueblo wins that ball. Oh, another miscue. Lets it roll out.
Mystery Man 26 couldn't get it under control.
John Doe. Dirksen with the ball on the left side. He feeds into Capo. Capo turns, faces the goal, feeds to the corner to Zach Lawrence, who long balls in outside the 18, gets cleared out by Pueblo. Piperkov picking up that ball midfield right side, one man challenging. Lets the ball roll out for a Fort Lewis throw-in. "16 minutes left in this half. Scores 1, Skyhawks, 0 for Pueblo. Long ball in. Pueblo gets ahead on it. Pueblo feeds the ball back out the left. It's intercepted by Piperkov. Gets away from him, so he rightly checks back to his D. A little bit of a run there. Got a trip up, so it's a Pueblo ball about midfield left side.
Yeah, not a bad foul. I don't know how much he actually got him, but he definitely pulled out of it. But the player did end up going down to the ground, so referee calls it. Just a midfield.
Kroger staying up on top there as the ball gets played by Pueblo. Pueblo flicks into the corner. It's getting run down. It's called offsides by the line judge. And the referee's doing, he's going to call that one a goal kick?
Yeah, it looked like the line judge had an offside, but goal kick it is.
Alrighty.
You got me. Not much advantage there, is it?
No. So a line drive, it goes on to Pueblo, challenged by Dooley. Pueblo wins that ball back. He cuts to the middle. 26 gives the ball away, runs to the middle. We got the ball back into the middle for Pueblo. Kind of a body check. That one was really inadvertent, and Dooley draws a yellow card for it. I don't think he was heading at the guy. They just both kind of collided, you know?
Yeah, this ref really quick to pull the yellow cards, at least against the yellow and blue.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it looked innocent enough. Just two guys came in too quick. I would still say, yeah, give the foul to Dooley, but...
Yeah, yellow, yeah.
So about 10 steps out, about middle of the field, Pueblo has a set piece.
We've got
Fort Lewis putting 4 men in the wall.
We've got just under 15 minutes to play. Fort Lewis still up, just the 1-0.
They're just left side of the arc on the 18, the wall is. Shaw setting the wall. Referee stepping them back again. Okay, he plays, quick shot. This one's going to go on over. Shaw had it covered.
Yeah, that was kind of a quick kick by them, but not a quick kick in the run of play. The center ref already gave him the 10 yards. They set it back. He blew the whistle. Then it was a quick rush shot, so not much advantage in a quick shot. But
Shaw had already set the wall. He was where he needed to be. Nothing really to be gained of it. Really surprised, maybe not even a feed over to the right side of the wall where all that space was.
Yeah.
So Fort Lewis sends the ball up the left side. Pueblo wins possession again. They're carrying up the right side. 26 running up ahead of 19. 19 feeds to middle. Switches over to left. 23 trying to run that ball down. That's Thibault. Gets cleared up by Piperkov. Capo's got the ball on his feet, midfield. He cuts back, sends over to Asefa. Asefa over to Dooley. Back to Asefa. Asefa feeds over to the right side. Capo checks back. Tries a feed up to Kroger, and he gets cleared out by Pueblo. Dooley now has ball on feet. Gets outrun. Little challenge there. Brandt wins the ball now, and now Dirksen has it. Dirksen feeds up the line to Zach Lawrence. Zach trying to let the ball run past. Does it well the second time. He's racing with 20. Douglas, the ball's still in bounds. A little bit trips there. This one's going to go in Fort Lewis's favor.
Yeah, Lawrence doing a great job of just pushing the line. He's so comfortable attacking the line with not much space. I think that ball was rolling on the line.
Yeah, it shouldn't be an offside or a throw-in by no means. They both were just going hard for the ball, and I think it was just an inadvertent trip on Pueblo's part.
Yeah.
Basically what happened. So Piperkov will have that ball. He's in his offensive third, right about the 18, but far left. Two-man wall for Pueblo. Loading up the back door there. Chips in heavy onto the backside. We get a head on it. It gets cleared up by a Pueblo player. Cleared on out by Pueblo, and it lands up on Dirksen. Dirksen chips the ball back in. We got run in by Brandt, and the ball runs out the end for a goal kick.
Not a bad idea by Dirksen just to clip it over. We also had a lot of space in the left-hand side where the free kick originated from. As the ball went in, and got cleared out, everyone kind of was coming back.
Yeah, we're sitting at 12 and a half minutes in this second half. Score is Skyhawks 1, Pueblo 0 at this time. Shot clock slowly edging Fort Lewis 14-7 at this time. Oh, interesting. Luke Lawrence being put into the right side half, not his normal spot. So we got the Lawrence brothers on the right and left side halves now. Luke with that ball, he gets stripped away. Asefa there to help. We get a foul against Pueblo about midfield. Emotions are starting to run a little thin.
Yeah.
Both sides quick to argue their case. So Dirksen has ball about midfield, slightly to the right. Fort Lewis loading the left side of the box, inside the 18. Chips the ball in, it's going to that left side. Lawrence with a click, that's Zach Lawrence, gets a head on it. Little arcer that the goalie able to grab a hold of. Counterattack now. Pueblo working the left side. Long ball up the middle there. Cloer able to clear that one up to Asefa. Asefa chips it out to Piperkov. Piperkov goes up the line to space that... is that Luke? Yeah, Luke coming in on the right side. He tried to run that down, but it runs out for a Pueblo throw. Referee now having a chat with Seifa, maybe injured.
Yeah, he stopped the play or stopped the clock. Anyways, just seeing if he's okay. That last player just kind of came into the chest of Seifa as he got rid of the ball.
Maybe lost a bit of his wind there, got kind of hit. Yeah. So Pueblo playing the ball left side. They drop back into their defensive third. Defense feeding up into the middle now, working right or left side again. Back to the middle. A little bit of a run there, challenged by Dooley. 26 gets ball now. He's carrying over to the corner. He drops back to his right fullback, Douglas. Douglas going to the middle. Number 8, Corral has that ball. Back to Douglas again. Douglas cuts to the middle there, switches the ball over to the left side, about midfield. Feeds over to the left corner, runs away from him out of bounds.
Yeah, I just don't think the eye contact was there. He was looking up the field for a player, and then last minute chose to go outside left to his midfielder, but it just put it too far in front of him.
Fort Lewis with a throw, right side, up the line, just in front of the benches. Kroger with a man on his back, tries to cut over to the middle and loses it to Pueblo. Little flick to the corner again by Kroger.
You need to get yourself a custom hat, Terry.
It's a nice one, too. Pueblo with the ball out on their defensive third. They work the right side of the field. He's got lots of space to work with. Feeds the ball up to midfield, bounces back into the D.
Pueblo getting a little bit more time on the ball now as the minutes are dwindling.
Yeah, not sure if that's less of a challenge by us. 26 now has ball right side. Dirksen with a challenge, able to disrupt him. Dooley there to strip it away. Dooley carrying the ball up the left side, up to Zach Lawrence. Zach with one touch gets tripped from behind, so we got another foul against Pueblo. Zach jogging it off, working up the right or left side. Dirksen will take the kick. Dirksen about midfield left side. You can see him looking far to his right. He wanted it.
Yeah, not much movement, not many options up there.
Yeah, feeds up the middle into space. Pueblo able to pick that up.
Fort Lewis kind of on their heels a little bit here.
Yeah, long ball in the left side. Pueblo trying to run that one down. He may get to it, and he does so. Keeps it in bounds.
Ooh,
no, he does not. Okay.
Good first touch by him, though.
I had to wait for the ref to make the call, huh? The way he was playing it, he was all in. You know?
Yeah.
So we got substitution Capdepone coming out. That's Casey Dean coming in for him.
Yeah, and he'll fill in the midfield there as, again, the Lawrence brothers out wide.
Fort Lewis with a throw to Cloer. Cloer tries to send it up and kind of a little of a shank there. Seifa there trying to help him out. Little feed. We're playing at the top of our 18, kind of a scary spot. We finally clear out to the right side, right in front of the benches. About 8 minutes left in this half. We got Pueblo throwing the ball about midfield. Swings into the middle. Cuts back over to his left again. Back to the middle. Seifa challenging, unable to win that ball. Now Dooley helping. He gets the ball away. Zach Lawrence feeds it to the middle. No one there to pick it up. Pueblo decides to grab it. Got the line judge with a flag up in the air. The ref's not seeing it.
Yeah, he's not using his...
He's not seeing that line judge at all, you know, and it's not the sun, it's the other one.
Yeah, and the line judge only holds his flag up for a couple seconds, doesn't really keep it up.
So now we've got a Pueblo player kind of gimpy.
And we stop the clock for that now.
Yeah, that's number 19, Cesar Plasencia. Trying to decide what is going on here. The referee's carrying the ball back. He just does a quick drop, another courtesy kick back to the Pueblo keeper. That one he kicks out of bounds for a goal kick. Not a bad idea. Semi-courteous kickback. As he tries to burn a little clock there with that. That'll burn a good 15 seconds.
Sure.
6.5 left in this second half. Long ball up the middle by Pueblo's keeper. Dooley regains possession, gets run down by Pueblo's Douglas though. Now Seifa picks it up. He's working the right side over to Luke. Piperkov picks it up, sends up the line to Dean. Pueblo wins the ball back. Dean still challenging. Pueblo hangs onto the ball. Dean's still there to fight. Now it's challenged by Luke Lawrence. Tries to win the ball. Ref calls it out.
Yeah, I think he might have gotten called on a foul there, did Luke?
Yeah, he is going to give him the kick. So defensive third, Pueblo is going to choose to let the keeper take the kick and send more men upfield. Everybody lining up just outside the 18.
That's a big kick.
It is. Kind of a crosswind, no real advantage in the wind, so to speak, I guess. Keeper launches one right onto the goalie there. It lands at the 6. It hits the crossbar on a bounce. Second effort header is gathered up by Shaw. What a great idea for Pueblo, huh?
Yeah, I think that just kind of stunned Fort Lewis. Shaw, off one bounce from that kick, kind of stunned Shaw, and then everyone else was left nowhere. And a
nice
free
little
header.
Spin by Luke there. Shaw, I think, might have been staring into the sun a bit. Can't necessarily see people running in on it, and kind of held back and let the ball hit the ground. Fort Lewis and Pueblo are fighting for that ball now, half field. It goes out for a Fort Lewis throw-in. Dirksen throwing up to the left side to Zach. Pueblo gets ahead on that. Now Dean challenging. Number 10 for Pueblo carrying that ball up. That'll be Geist. Geist, a Durango player. He sends the ball up to Shaw. Shaw goes back to Brandt. Brandt in the back defensive third. He swings over to Cloer. Cloer goes wide over to Piperkov. Killing the clock a bit, hanging onto the ball. Cloer looking upfield. Sends one up long, left side. Kroger on that one. He feeds up to the corner to Luke. Pueblo wins that ball, sends it up the line. Piperkov wins it back. Now we're swinging the ball to our left side. Mike Brandt with that ball. He feeds over to Dirksen. Austin Dirksen carrying the ball up the left side. He's got Zach in front of him. Swings in the middle to Dean. Dean drops back to Brandt. Brandt to Dooley in the middle. Brandt squares up to Seifa. Seifa drops the ball to Cloer. Right about midfield, right side. Feeds over to Piperkov. Ball goes out of bounds for Fort Lewis.
Yeah, good bit of possession here. Pueblo certainly can't score if they don't see the ball. So as much as we'd like to see Fort Lewis get forward and get opportunities on goal, they're doing a good job of possessing the ball in the game at the moment.
Kroger, with a battle in the corner there, loses the ball, but it goes off a Pueblo player for a throw in Fort Lewis. Zach Lawrence with that throw. He's got a bit of a wing on him. He can throw those balls kind of far.
Yeah, he came all the way over from the left-hand side to the right-hand side to throw it.
Dean inside the 18 there, hoping for that throw. Doesn't get it. Goes back to Luke Lawrence. Luke working backwards. Tries to send up the line to his brother. Dooley there to help out now. Pueblo wins the ball. Cutting back to midfield. Referee calls foul against Fort Lewis. Be left side, 20 steps from the midfield, 30 steps. Little short, quick play by Pueblo. They're playing the left side. Long ball up the left side. That one's going to roll on out. Which end, we don't know yet. Throw in Fort Lewis.
Yeah, that didn't look like a great opportunity from Pueblo as he kind of ran around the ball. He's the left back, ran around the ball to kick it with his right foot, and it rolled out of bounds because of that.
Piperkov with the throw, and he goes up his line. A little bit of a scrabble there. Pueblo gets a foot on it. Now it's Dooley who drops it back over to Dirksen. Dirksen's got space. He long balls it up to the space in the corner. Zach Lawrence able to run that one down. One man on him. He's right outside the 18 now. He cuts to the middle, looking for someone to go to. A little quicker into the middle there. Seifa's got it now. He's facing net. Sends it over to the right side to Luke Lawrence. Luke is on the right side of the 18 now. Looking for a cut. One man challenging. Dean there to help out. He tries to go to Dean. Dean misses that ball. Pueblo now with the counterattack. Back into the middle. Just mid-circle. Pueblo with a good pace here. Fort Lewis trying to get in front of that. Seifa strips the ball now, and Piperkov has ball on feet.
Yeah, good. Well back. There was a 5-on-5 at one point, but well back by Fort Lewis.
Long ball by Piperkov. He gets hit from Zach Lawrence. Gets hit from behind. Quick play to Kroger. Kroger's got called offsides.
I don't know that I saw the offsides, but a good idea by Zach Lawrence to take it quick as everyone was kind of sleeping.
So Kroger standing in front of the ball, holding up keeper's chance for a play. He's stepping away now. Keeper long balls up the middle. This one's going to land short of the 18. A little bit of a shoulder check there. The ball gets cleared out by Fort Lewis for a throw in Pueblo.
Yeah, Pueblo looking for it. There's only a minute left. It's 1-0 still.
So a little bit of a hurry up here by Pueblo. Pueblo's cutting to the middle, challenged by Dean. Dean's got that ball. He sends up to the middle now. Kroger's going to have that ball. He drops to Zach Lawrence. Zach Lawrence long balls up. Oh, the keeper's all the way out. That's why he's trying that one. I didn't see that.
Not a bad opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good vision by Zach to see the keeper well out of his goal.
Little deep pass in there by Pueblo. It gets headed out by Fort Lewis. We're right at the edge of our 18. Up short to Dean. Dean out to Zach again. This one's going to run on. Keeper's all the way outside his box, a good 30 yards.
And he takes
now
the throw in.
Now he takes the throw in.
Unconventional
Pueblo
soccer.
carrying the ball up the right-hand side there. Keeper all the way up to half field now. Pueblo with the ball at feet. They long ball inside the 18. It gets chipped on through. Shaw not covering that, chooses to let Pipercuff clear it out. It'll be a corner kick for 10 seconds left. Are they going to get this kick off?
They don't have a keeper.
He winds up, keeper's out. There's a quick short one to near post. It gets cleared on out of bounds as time runs out.
And all 22 players were inside of our own 18.
Yeah,
defending.
that was kind of a crowded situation there. So with the end of regulation, the Skyhawks come out ahead 1-0 off of a Dirksen shot/cross.
Yeah, and I think Fort Lewis may be a little bit lucky to get away with the game, 1-0. As Pueblo was really putting the pressure on late. But there again, we were hitting crossbars, getting opportunities to open them up. So unfortunate for us that we didn't finish as many as we could have. Fortunate for us, though, that we did come away with the 1-0 victory.
Yeah, so welcome. Thank you for joining us here. We're going to have a recap here in just a minute. You are listening to Fort Lewis College men's soccer on Sports Stop 930 AM, ESPN Radio for the Four Corners. I have such a hard time with
Whether you make your plans over a barbed wire fence or over wireless internet, if you're coming from the stockyard or the stock exchange, Durango is right at home at the Diamond Bell, timeless and timely.
It's full steam ahead at the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad. Enjoy a historic trip through southwest Colorado's rich scenery with daily train excursions through the spectacular San Juan Mountains. See the world-famous 400-foot drop at the High Line. Relax as you chug along the Upper Animas River and spend an afternoon in the historic mining town of Silverton. Stop by the depot or call 247-2733. Get more information on our website at durangotrain.com.
You're watching Inside Durango TV, the greatest television show in the history of time.
One of the things that we promise every guest at Durango Motor Company is one low price, plain and simple, always.
When our guests come on the lot, they get to see our best price hanging clearly in the window of every vehicle on our lot. They can just come in, select the vehicle that they want, and already know the price up front.
Buying a vehicle should be a great experience, and that's what we provide. And taking care of our guests means one low price, plain and simple, always.
Meet Dan. He owned a dog biscuit company, but Dan wanted more. So Fast Signs created a plan to raise Dan's business visibility. Now Dan has more sales, more stores, more of the good life. And more is what Fast Signs delivers. More than fast, more than signs.
The local pub is a tradition dear to the heart of any town. Durango's local pub is the Irish Embassy, a favorite with locals for breakfast, dinner, or just a pint with friends. With a traditional Irish menu and all your favorite brews on tap. The Irish Embassy, Durango.
For natural and organic vitamins and supplements and health and beauty products, there's no better place than Nature's Oasis. We offer an experienced staff, nutrition and supplement education, and exclusive products. Nature's Oasis, home to the largest selections of vitamins and supplements in the Four Corners region.
Visit the scenic James Ranch in the Animas River Valley and enjoy lunch or dinner at the Harvest Grill and Greens. The menu is based on a seasonal supply of organically grown James Ranch products. The Harvest Grill and Greens at James Ranch, 10 miles north of Durango.
Inside Durango TV uses 100% green power.
Go underground with the Old 100 Gold Mine Tour, a fun and exciting look at gold mining in Silverton. This is an authentic gold mine, and the tour includes a train ride and mining demonstrations. The Old 100 Mine Tour runs 7 days a week with hourly tours, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pan for gold and silver as long as you like, and keep what you find. Take a scenic drive north to historic Silverton and the Old 100 Gold Mine Tour.
Come in! Welcome to the Durango Area Parade of Homes, opening Friday, September 27th. Friday night kicks things off with romantic Homes Under the Stars parties. Then tour parade homes all weekend to discover amazing architecture and fresh ideas for your home. One $15 ticket grants you access to all events for 3 days. Participants could win a full set of kitchen appliances, a granite countertop, or other great prizes. So come join us for the 10th Annual Parade of Homes. The Sporting News Grill at the new Holiday Inn and Suites of Durango is now open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Featuring a full-service restaurant and bar with 11 HD TVs, it's a great venue for family and sports fanatics alike. The Sporting News Grill. Stop in and let us show you our game face.
It's time.
Generally, have hung on there at the end for the victory. How tough was that? They were kind of putting a lot of pressure on their late. How did you guys manage to kind of fight that off and keep them out of the net and hang on to that one?
I think we sometimes don't do ourselves any favors with the amount of chances that we created, especially in the first half. So I think, looking to where we can improve upon. I think we have to put teams away early and some of those chances. 20 shots, we really should have tested their keeper a little bit more. And then, in terms of dealing with the end, there was some good, game management, if you like, in terms of how we managed it out. Tried to keep possession still and make them work hard. And I think, it's still some things we have to learn and improve upon for sure.
Yeah, and was it a little bit frustrating there early? I mean, you get the first one fairly early, you guys, but was it frustrating there early that you couldn't get a couple more of those chances in the back of the net there in the first half?
I mean, for us, we were solid at the back today, which was nice. Shutout for us after conceding 3 on Friday is nice. But yeah, there's definitely some chances you'd like, especially playing at the back, to convert, give us a little more breathing space. But I guess we'll take a win at the end of the day.
Yeah. Really, to all of you, you had a really good build-up from the back in almost all cases, but I did see a lot of decisions to go long ball through. Was that by design, or did you just see some space to work with? What was the thinking there?
I mean, for me, being on the left side, I was looking more. They were, especially in the first half. Second half, we did a much better job of trying to possess and keep that ball and work out. In the first half, we did tend to go long a little more, only because I feel like we thought we were a little bit under pressure. We also wanted to make sure we weren't giving the ball away in our own half.
I think too, with the way the pressure line was set up for Pueblo and how high they pressured, it made sense to bypass that line as quickly as we could. And then also when you have someone like Tamino and Luke who have such an ability to hold the ball up, you want to try and play to those strengths. So I think that some of that is just the situation that we found ourselves in with the pressure and just trying to play out and get forward. And also the onus of us being at home is to try and win games and score goals. So that's what we're trying to do as well.
And how key is it for you guys at the end of what's been a real busy stretch for you to get back on top? Not only get the win back against Adams, but get a win here at home and start going back as you try and climb back in the league race and get yourselves where you need to be, hopefully, as you position for a possible tournament berth.
Yeah, we're happy we got the win, and we're back on the uprise, and we're proud of the shutout, which is something we haven't been doing this year, but it's obvious with our offense that we can score a lot of goals. And yeah, I think the thing to be most proud of today is the shutout, but I think the goals will come, and it looks like we're going up from here.
I think winning is a habit that you create, that you can build upon, and I think it shows such volumes, speaks volumes for the program that it's the first time we've lost 3 games in a row since 2003. So the most important thing now is refocusing in on putting wins together in blocks, and being hard to beat. And so we know that we've got a very tough road trip next week with Metro and Mines, but we also know with these 2 wins this last weekend that we're still in the title race and still trying to chase after it. And so we'll continue to strive to go forward and win and continue to put those numbers on the board.
You guys did a good job of possessing the ball through the midfield in both halves, minus a few minute spurts here and there to be expected. But how does that translate into getting goals and having the ball find the back of the net, and then one step further, not being too patient, being too direct, being too goal hungry? Where does that balance lie, and how do you do a good job of maintaining both?
I think that's a really good question, because it's something that you struggle with as a coach, because you want to play a certain style, and sometimes what the opponents do doesn't allow you to play to that style. And so adjusting in games is always important. But what we always ask the guys to do is to be brave with the ball, because I think sometimes the bravest thing to do is hold on to it and keep possession of the ball and create good chances. And so I think it's credit to our guys that they want to play as much as they do. And it's just a thing that we've just got to execute more. Once we get into the rhythm and establish a certain passing pattern, we need to use that and get goals and put teams away early.
And given the road trip you got coming up, I mean, you get these 2 big wins. How much do you look at it now that you've gotten back on top in the win column, as you've got the teams that you're chasing still to play in a lot of cases?
Yeah, and that's the one positive, I guess, of the losses, is that we still have to play against the teams that we think will be up near the top end of the table, and then also, taking points from them on the road gives us the best possible opportunity of having a successful year. So definitely, still having some elements in our own hands is definitely a benefit, and we've just got to look to capitalize on it. I think we've had our wake-up call with the losses that we've suffered. We've shown back that we can bounce back, and just got to continue to go forward.
And I noticed Johannes had been back in there a little bit. Did he kind of re-aggravate something? I noticed he didn't play this weekend.
Yeah, the injuries have been tough. It seems like as soon as we get one healthy, another one drops out. So that's definitely been a tough piece. But I think the fact that we have such strength and depth in numbers is really helping us out. We're definitely going deeper in our bench than we've probably done before. Which is good, though, because it's a valuable experience for some of these younger guys to get minutes. And I think Brooks is a great example of that, because he's been able to come in, score against Adams, and look really comfortable out there. So I think it's a credit to him and to some of those guys that are getting in and getting valuable minutes right now.
And how is your comfort level, growing as your minutes, increase here, getting the start today, the game you had against Adams? I mean, how is your comfort level growing as you get a little bit more experience here and a little bit more game time?
Yeah, I feel like it gets easier and easier every game, and just feel more comfortable every game. And yeah.
Everybody's comfortable. I'm just curious, this is like a hard one to even answer. It's like, really your big question mark now is just the finish. And in your last game against Adams State, it was spread out real evenly amongst most players, which is actually can be a very great thing. Do you see where the goals are going to start coming from? Do you see the?
I think for us, you look back at teams in the past, and 2005 had John Cunliffe and Cole Sweetser score a lot of goals. 2009, Ewan Purcell, David Barton scored a lot of goals. But the 2011 is a great team for us because the goals were so varied across the board. And I think what we showed on Friday is that we are capable of scoring goals. And your likes of Tamino and Luke Lawrence and Brooke, who are all freshmen, scoring goals. I mean, Brooke has been with us for a while, but this is his first time when he hasn't been injured and been healthy, and actually his actual freshman year. So the fact that we have goal scorers within the group is obviously a positive, and I think that makes it difficult for other teams to defend against when you have plenty of attacking options.
And then also just comments on you guys have a lot of defenders that are scoring goals as well. One being today.
I don't know if you can call it a goal. I mean, they'll take it, but I didn't mean. We just got to get. It's part of the way we play to try and get our defenders involved. So it is going to happen occasionally, I guess. But we are looking for guys to really step up in front of goal, which is obviously Adams. We started to do so, and if we can continue that way, there's guys who are showing that they can, can put the ball in the back of the net, which is huge for us.
Yeah. You say it's kind of a fluke, but you scored today. Obviously, we called it kind of a shot/cross, but it goes in nevertheless. And Brandt and Sanders have both got goals as well. You guys are doing really well in the back. So.
Yeah, and I think too, probably one of our best chances, apart from the goal, was some of the great work Austin did down the left-hand side to win the ball back and cut in and had a shot with his right foot. So I think that, it gives us a lot of confidence when we can see these defenders wanting to get forward and attack. And Mike looked very comfortable coming out of the back again today. And you have to give a little bit of credit to Aaron Clore too, who's been so solid back there. So I think overall, what we've been looking for is people to pick up the slack and really pull together as a unit. And I think that we're starting to see that come true right now. All right. Thanks, guys.